I deal with people a lot of times in my coaching. They have become obsessed, fixed on a certain situation and will not let it go, will not set it aside until it becomes all-consuming. They live it every day, and it's easy to tell that, because even in conversation with them, you find them reverting back to it and going back to it again and bringing it up and bringing it up again. They are obsessing over something, and it's in the wrong focus and in the wrong place. We tend to forget actually where we are now. I don't mean where we are church attendance-wise. That's totally and entirely an individual matter, and that's something that is a matter of preference. Some like it loud, some like it soft, some like the program, the accolades, the lights, the candles, the tapestry. That's all totally and entirely a means by which your spiritual desires and hungers can be met. But it is not the be-all and end-all. So what I'm wanting to focus on today as the key is to bring your attention back again to the importance of always remembering what your environment now is. Some think that my environment right now is I'm in a hospital bed and I'm facing surgery and recovery. No, that's not your environment. That's your present condition. But your present condition must not take priority over or preference to your environment. It says in Colossians chapter 3 and verse number 3 that my life, your life, is hidden with Christ in God. I have said to people down through the years, and I believe it bears repeating, do you think that the moment that the doctor uttered the words that you are facing surgery, or that you have a cancer, or you have a growth, or you have a problem of some kind, you think for a minute that God was blown into oblivion and he sits back there and he scratches his head and he says, oh my, now what am I going to do? No. Long before you ever got in that bed, God was totally aware that you were going to be there. Before the hospital room opened to you, God was aware. Before you lost your job or got the pink slip, God knew all about it. Before the separation, before the divorce, before all of that stuff began to take place in your life, God was totally and entirely aware of it. Before the pain that you're now going through began to manifest itself in your body, God was already aware of it and aware of the fact that it was going to happen. What you and I need to do is to reaffirm our position. If any man be in Christ, and my life is hid with Christ in God, and in him we live and move and have our being. Reaffirm your position. Put the focus on your position, not your condition. Realize that God knows all about it and is not only aware of it, but has the answers, the remedies, and the solutions for what you're going through. And his grace is sufficient for you while he's bringing you through it. Here's what I want you to see today in this particular video. Remember, this is what we have been using that represents the natural man. We talked about how rough and crude it is, and But the important thing is not what's on the outside, but rather what flows through it, what is in a man that comes from his life. That's important. But now I want you to see the key to Christian and spiritual living. When I bring this one up and I slide the old one into the new, representing the fact that you are now in Christ, now what do you see? Now what is your experience? Where are you? What do people see now that you are in Christ? We have a problem when every once in a while we sneak out a little bit and the flesh and the natural man wants to continue to exert his influence and do his own thing. But then, of course, we quickly understand that that's not very helpful and that's not going to bring me success. And so we get back again where we remember where we are, and that is that our life is hid with Christ in God. Colors don't matter. Education doesn't matter. Finances do not matter. Church affiliation does not matter once you have experienced coming to know Him and being in Christ. So when we do that, never forget where you are. Where you are will determine the success of what happens as an outcome to the condition that you're going through. You can go through a condition and it can be totally and entirely human effort and human understanding and human reasoning and human answers, or you can believe where you are and what you are now, a new creature in Christ, and begin to experience the benefits and the thrills of a very exciting and victorious, triumphant Christian life. No matter what you go through. See, I believe this is what happened to Paul the Apostle. He went through so many things. In the water, starvation, so many days, beaten so many times and so on. But he didn't allow his condition to defeat him, realizing his position is the thing that really matters. That's the key to successful Christian and spiritual living. Remember who you are, who you serve, and He is the one who said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Lo, I am with you always. Thank you for sharing with us today. We'll see you again next time. God bless you.